When you picture Earth's deadliest predators, your mind goes to teeth and claws. The lion, the shark, the wolf, the eagle. Magnificent hunters, perfectly built for the chase and the kill. But the truth is, the most relentless, most numerous, and arguably most savage predators on this planet are none of these. They are invisible. They are hunting right now. In the soil of your garden, in a drop of pond water, in the very film of moisture on a leaf, locked in chases and ambushes and slaughters as dramatic as anything on the African plains. The greatest wildlife documentary ever made is playing out everywhere around you, and it is far too small for you to see. Take a moment to imagine that hidden wilderness. Beneath every assumption that the microscopic world is simple or peaceful lies a savage truth. It is a jungle, ruled by hunters. What kind of creature do you think would be the most fearsome predator if it were scaled up to the size of a lion? Tell me in the comments. I read every single one. And if descending into a hidden world of hunters and prey is what you're here for, subscribe and hit that like button so more people can witness these invisible predators with us. Let's meet the hunters, and start with one that sounds like pure science fiction. There is a bacterium called Bordetella vibrio, and it does something almost unthinkable. It hunts and eats other bacteria. It races through its environment, slamming into a victim, and then, instead of devouring it from the outside, it bores its way inside the body of its prey. Sealed within, it consumes its host from the inside out, multiplying on the stolen remains until it bursts free to hunt again. Imagine a predator that doesn't just catch you, but climbs inside you and eats you from within. That predator exists in unimaginable numbers, and it is one of the smallest hunters on Earth. Then there is the shapeshifter, the original monster of the microscopic world, the amoeba. It has no fixed form, no mouth, no limbs in any sense we'd recognize. It hunts by flowing, extending parts of its own body around its prey, slowly engulfing it, swallowing it whole into itself, and then digesting it alive within its own substance. To the bacteria and tiny organisms it pursues, the amoeba is a formless, creeping doom, a blob that surrounds and absorbs them with no possibility of escape. It is one of nature's oldest hunting strategies, refined over an almost incomprehensible span of time, and it is happening right now in the soil beneath your feet. Some of these predators stage chases worthy of the open savanna. Watch a creature called Didinium hunt, and you'll see a drama as fierce as any lion stalking a gazelle. Didinium pursues paramecia, single-celled prey, often larger than itself, ramming into them and firing out a kind of harpoon to seize its victim. Then, astonishingly, it stretches its own body wide and swallows prey far bigger than it should be able to hold, engulfing it like a snake consuming an animal twice its size. A relentless pursuit, a violent strike, an impossible meal, and all of it unfolding in a space smaller than a speck of dust. Others are masters of the trap. The Suctorians sit anchored in place, bristling with delicate tentacles, looking almost like ornaments rather than killers. But when an unlucky organism brushes against them, those tentacles strike, impaling the prey and holding it fast. And then they do something chilling. They pierce their victim and drain its insides, sucking the living contents out until nothing remains but an empty shell. They are the spiders of the microscopic world, patient ambush hunters waiting for the careless to wander too close. But perhaps the most jaw-dropping hunters of all are the fungi. Yes, the fungi. We think of fungi as quiet, passive things, growing in the dark. But some of them are active, cunning predators. Carnivorous fungi hunt tiny worms called nematodes using astonishing traps. Some grow sticky nets to ensnare them, and some construct the stuff of nightmares, microscopic loops, living nooses that lie in wait. When a worm wriggles through one of these rings, the fungus reacts in a fraction of a second. The loop swells and snaps shut, lassoing the worm, holding it tight while fungal threads grow into its body and consume it from the inside. A fungus that sets snares and chokes its prey, It sounds invented. It is entirely real. And we cannot forget the ultimate microscopic predators, the ones we met earlier in this series, the viruses. Specifically the phages, viruses that hunt bacteria, the most numerous biological entities in all of existence. They drift until they find their prey, lock on, inject their instructions, and turn the victim's own body into a factory that builds the predators that destroy it. In the oceans alone, they kill a staggering portion of all bacteria every single day. If predation is the act of one life consuming another to survive, then the phages are the most prolific predators the planet has ever known, by an almost limitless margin. What's so striking is that evolution invented every great hunting strategy at this scale first. The ambush, the pursuit, the trap, the venom, the act of swallowing prey whole, all of it was perfected in the microscopic world long before the first large animal ever opened its jaws. The lion and the spider and the snake are, in a sense, repeating ancient inventions, strategies first written into life by organisms too small to see, billions of years ago. The hunters we admire are echoes of hunters we've never witnessed. And these tiny hunts matter far beyond their own scale. This relentless microscopic predation is one of the forces that keeps the entire living world in balance. By eating one another, these hunters control populations, prevent any single species from running rampant, and recycle the nutrients of the dead back into the web of life. The vast, visible food chains we know, the grazers and the great predators above them, all rest upon this invisible foundation of hunting and being hunted. Pull away the microscopic predators, and the whole structure above would falter. The smallest hunts uphold the largest ones. There's even hope hidden in this savagery, because some of these tiny predators hunt the very bacteria that make us sick. Scientists are now studying predatory microbes like Bordetella vibrio as a kind of living antibiotic, a hunter we might one day unleash against dangerous drug-resistant bacteria, letting nature's oldest assassins fight on our behalf. The fiercest invisible predators may, in the end, become some of our most powerful allies. The hunt that has raged for billions of years could become a tool for healing. So the next time you look at a drop of water, a handful of soil, or a patch of damp moss, remember what you're really looking at. Not a quiet, simple, lifeless thing, but a Serengeti in miniature, a wilderness of stalkers and snares and desperate escapes, of hunters that drill into their prey, dissolve them alive, lasso them with living loops, and swallow them whole. The greatest predators on Earth were never the ones with the biggest teeth. They were the ones too small for us to ever see, and they have been hunting in total silence since long before our world had eyes to watch.